good evening, wherever you are joining us from. And it is in a surprising turnaround. Peter Obi has come out to support Tinubu's restructuring agenda. This time around, it has to do with state police. And for all we know, is there are some northern oligarchs, northern House of Reps, who are against this creation of state police. And what we know is Peter Obi tweeted earlier today. He said that the city where he is in America, they use state policing to ensure the people of that state is properly secured. That it is a welcome development if Tinubu will ensure that a state police is created in the Nigeria. That of course this is part of his own manifesto, part of his agenda to push Nigeria forward. That even though they are political opponents, he won't do without where he should, commend the comment of the day. He will. I mean, for me, I am surprised that Obi will say and support this. However, those who are against this restructuring are once again the Northerners, the Northern oligarchs, the Fulani leaders. Because if we can have the likes of Sultan, the likes of the Sanusis, they can tell us that they are not safe in their state, that the bandits are after their children and daughters and sons, that they cannot go back to the farm, then there shouldn't be a need why the Sultan of Sokoto should not be so vocal regarding the restructuring agenda. But we know that what meets the eye is beyond, what we can see. We know that this is a serious, they know it is a serious threat to the sovereignty of the North. They understand that when anything happens, and Nigeria becomes properly structured, that supposed political weight they have, that supposed political influence will become challenged. Because as at that time, everybody will have what we call self-preservation, self-respect. Your children will not be able to come into my land and desecrate my culture. The Fulani elders will not be able to graze my land because as at that time, my state police will be able to wield AK-47. And this is why they are so scared. This is why we can see that the Northerners just want the conversation about restructuring dead and gone and buried. For whatever conversations they want to have, they don't want to have that restructuring conversation. Because otherwise, the North will not leave Nigeria, go to the United Nations. Shetima will not go there and be clamoring for the state creation of Palestine. When he knows deeply that Nigeria, we are yet to create the Oduduwa nation, the Biafran nation, the Middle Belt nation, the Arewa nation, the Ijaw nation, they will not fight for that. But the hypocrisy of the North is they want the external countries, international bodies, to see Nigeria as one, when indeed we are not one. I keep saying it that I hope Tinubu will finally have that courage. Because it is interesting for me to see that Obi is not against the state police creation, which by extension simply means he is for it. Because we know that all the policies that Tinubu has been doing as an opposition that doesn't make any sense, Obi will call them out. Look at the issue of taxation. Obi has said you do not tax people when you have not put money in their pocket. That the government must do something first and foremost before you can tax. He called that out. But on this issue of Sepo, he said nothing. I have no issue with it. On the other hand, Atiku remained silent. Atiku has said that they should fund the current security apparatus and architecture. In fact, a senator from Adamawa came out to say that it is the lifestyle of Fulani herders to be grazing cattle. That state police will bring massacre and genocide onto the Fulani herders. So why can't Atiku call his son? Because those people are like sons to him. Why can't he tell him, oh, yes, keep quiet, let us restructure Nigeria needs to move forward? No, he kept quiet. He kept quiet. Like we all know that anything that will push us forward as a nation, the North will always want to stand gidigba. Boom. That no way. Restructuring must happen. The same Obi has said that if he gets there, he will ensure that the presidency it's only one term. Either 5 years or 6 years. When you're done, you leave. And then it becomes what? Rotational. It becomes what? Rotational. I think that is a good thing. Because we shouldn't have a country whereby everybody is there, do or die. Some people are feeling marginalized. This, that. But what we have to do is a president must first and foremost break all the spinal cords of the northern oligarchs. Because if we don't grow the capacity to, of course, confront this behemoth of a political juggernaut in the north, if we do not grow that capacity to break them down into pieces, we put them in the place they belong, we will not be able to achieve anything as a country. Because for every time we say we want to push a policy, they will say that this does not align with their religion. They will say that this does not align with their faiths and beliefs. I mean, that is the country we find ourselves. I think I'm gonna at this time I have to agree with my principal Obi. At least we all want state police. If you go to the middle belt, if you ask anybody in the middle belt, they will tell you state police needs to be created. If you go into the deep creeks of the Ogoni land, they will tell you that let us have our own state police. Having state police does not mean the federal government has, abdicated all the. No. The federal government will still have authority on them, especially when there are allegations of abuse of powers. But they don't want us to have such conversations because they know that when we begin to see the advantage of creating this, the momentum, the popularity will begin to grow, which of course will begin to threaten their own sovereignty. And it is one thing that they don't want to ever have. They don't want to be in a place of discomfort. And then I ask, how is state police you guys' problem? You guys are suffering from serious insecurity. If there should be anybody that should be campaigning for state police, it should be the northern population. But they are quiet. They are all aware of this, but they reject it. Thank you very much.
I'm reviewing all the aspects of the security. It might be necessary, instead of all this civilian, this method, this, JT, T, civilian, that, and I have to create state police. We are looking at that holistically. When we defeat security, it will be effective. We must protect our children, our people, and our livelihood, and places of worship and places of recreation. They can't intimidate us. On one hand, the forest guard is being empowered, and we empower them effectively. propose that we defeat, the fear of politicization by political differences that has prevented establishment of the state community policing in the past. And there should be other ways to really counter all of that. I can assure you there's no thinking that we will be left out.
The Fulani man favors his cow than a human being. That's the mentality. He doesn't have land, he doesn't have everything. He thinks is his cow. So to him, when you kill his cow, it's like you've killed him. And in his own kind of ideas, he thinks taking revenge on humans. And that's why those are the issues we're saying. Now, what happens? We have a lot of youths from the native, both the Fulani have criminals that are youths that are criminals. The natives have youths that are criminal. Now, what they do is that those guys work together. We have the natives that also have their headers. They have animals with the Fulanis. The native criminals, youths, will go and rustle their own fellow native cows and give it to the Fulani criminals. Those ones will go and sell, or the Fulani criminals will go and rustle and give these ones to go and sell. So it is a business. That is what they are doing from within. And the issue is that, yes, once you do this, these guys are going to come to want to take revenge, because the Fulani man thinks once you take his eye, it's like you are killing him. He's coming. They will run away. When they run away, who gets killed? Women and children and elderly. So you see, it is, and then now bitterness has come into the issues. Now it has become a ting tong. And because we try as much, what they do normally is, once they see where here is defended, they look for any isolated village and just attack it. As a revenge. The idea is that they've killed somebody.
Ranar Laraba an ba su kimanin mutum 30, can 27 ga 3, 30 kenan. Su aka ba da an hada nawa kenan. An samu kimanin mutum 70 har da 2. Kuma ba wani abu ba yasa aka bada su ta dalilin sasancin da aka yi. Ba wai wata barazana aka yi mu wanda suke rike da su ba. Ba ƙarfin yaƙi aka nuna ba. Alƙawalin nan da aka ɗauka shi ya sanya aka bada su. Sannan ba wurin mutum guda suke ba, an soje wannan an soje wannan an soje wannan a bada su. Sannan tun ranar Laraba da aka bada su, mai gidan mai umurce ni da cewar in tahi in je can wajen mun hayan daji, duk dai abin da ya samu, duk wanda aka san an kama a cikin dajin nan a an so shi. To kuma ina can ina bakin kokari na an so shi, na an so su mutanen wanda aka kakkama. Sai kuma ga report an bamu daga ruwan godiya cewar jami'an tsaro sun je sun samu mutanen mu sun bude musu wuta, kai ba ma mutanen mu kadai ba, har da Hausa an yi kan mai uwa da wabi, an kashe mata da maza da yan yara, sannan an kwashe dukiya an sun tafi da baburan mu. To kaga wannan abun shi ke nuna alaman su ma jami'an tsaron akwai yan bata gari daga cikin wanda ba son abin na lahiya, ko ba gaskiya ba. Don haka nan in za ku ɗauki mataki, ku ɗauki mataki akan abin nan. In ko ba za ku ɗauki mataki ba, to gidan jiha za a koma. Ba sai an goma a gidan jiya ba, abu ya lalace kuma a zo ai ta yada ma duniya ana cewa ai mun saba alƙawari, mu maciya amana ne, kaza kaza. Yau abun nan ya faru Juma'a, kuma ku annan shugabannin ba wanda bai sani ba, ko akwai wanda hudin bai zo mai ba. Abunda na faɗi ƙarya na faɗi, kun san an yi ko ba gaskiya ba. To don haka nan dama irin wa'annan abubuwa su suka ɓata ƙasar nan, ko ba gaskiya ba. A je a samu bayin Allah da basu ji ba basu gani ba, a masu kisan gilla. Mu da mun je mun rama a yada ma duniya a ce ai mu yan ta'adda ne kaza kaza. Wai mu rayuwar mu wace irin mu ya aka dauki rayuwar mu. To bari ku ji in ga maku, tsakani da Allah, in kowa zai tsakanin shi da Allah, kowa tsakanin shi da Allah. In ko ba za a tsakani da Allah ba, to rayuwa ba ta hi rayuwa ba. Duk wanda ya dauki rayuwar mu ba bakin komai take ba, to tashi shi ma banza a banza take. Wallahi da ka ce za ka kashe man rai, to ni ma daukan naka zan yi, ko ba haka ba. Don haka nan tsakanin da Allah, in za a tsaya a yi abun nan na tsakani da Allah, kawai a tsaya a yi shi. ku shugabanni tsakanin da Allah ku daukan mu abun nan mataki ko ba gaskiya ba. Yanzu misali wannan abin da ya faru a ruwan godiya yau juma'a, inda a ce kamar irin mutanen mu ne suka je suka yi wani abun da bai dace ba, yanzu da an baza ma duniya cewar ai an saba alkawali, mutanen nan maciya amana ne, kaza ya kaza, ga nan da yin alkawali da su sun samu manoma ko kaza ko da yan cikin gari haka talaka sun je sun bude masuta. To jami'an tsaro sun zo suka yi mana wannan abu, kuma ko da suka zo suka kashe mutane abun ya shahi hada Hausa ta dalilin wa akai, ta dalilin Hausa aka zo akai. Da a ce ba hilani cikin garin ai ba za su zo su kashe mana mutane ba ko ba gaskiya ba, amma ta dalilin mutanen mu na ciki suna rayuwa da mutanen ku, shi yasa aka zo akan kashe su, an zo su ma an taba wanda ba a san taɓa su, wanda aka ɗauki rayuwarsu da muhimmanci, wanda ake son a kare ko ba haka ba. To don haka nan tsakanin da Allah wannan abun in ba za a yi tsakani da Allah ba, to gidan jefa za a koma, kowa ya san da wannan. Sannan bai yiwu mu a taba mu a ce ko ba za mu yi magana ba ko ba gaskiya ba. Tsakani da Allah za a dauki matakin da ya dace a zo a dauka. In kuma aka ce wai wannan abun yaudara za a kulla, a zo ai a kashe mana mutane, a ce ai wasu jami'an tsaro ne suka zo daga wuri kaza, ba za mu yadda da wannan ba. In aka zo aka kama mana mutane aka tai da su, mu tambaya yan ina ne, a ce ai ba yan nan bane, to ba za mu lamunta da wannan ba. Dama tun farko sai da muka yi muku wannan kumfuli din, kuka ce kun amince duk wani jami'in tsaro ba wanda ba ku zama da shi ba, da manya da ƙanana ba wanda bai san da maganan nan ba. To ga irin ta yanzu an zo an fara, kuma mu tun da aka yi wannan abu akwai wani kwamfile wanda za ku nuna cewa ai gashi akwai wata alama ta barazana ta bangaren mu wanda za a ce mun yi niyyar saba alƙawari, ko akwai? In akwai kawai ku waɗi ko ba gaskiya ba. To mu gashi yanzu an fara.
Dan ishu din da aka samu ma kun yi magani
ko ba haka ba. Kuma matsalar da aka samu idan da aka kira ni aka ce gashi na je na tare na anshi mutanen nan aka maida da mashin din da aka anso da kuɗi, hatta da wayar da aka ansa sai da aka maida, ko ba na ku ba ga na ku ba. To dan haka nan kaga muna ta bakin kokarin mu kuma ana bibiyar mu dan a salwantar da rayuwar mu.